If you are looking at creating change in your life, I know 3 things have to happen. 1, you got to get really clear what's not working for you. 2, you got to stop whatever it is that's getting in your way. And then 3, you can replace it. That's the system behind systemology. That's the basic psychology of systemology. We got to change our system. We're looking in this series at negative thoughts, the power of negative thoughts. And I want to help you see what's going on. I want to help you see at first, your negative thoughts have a pattern to them. And I want you then to interrupt that pattern, which is going to be the second video. And then on our third video, you're going to learn how to harness those negative thoughts for good. Check it out. Hi, I'm Brett, your favorite shrink, and welcome back to My 5 Minds. Again, this is our second part of our series of using the power of your negative thinking. I want to start you with a story today of Karen. Karen was super frustrated, super angry because it was Valentine's Day. And in fact, Valentine's Day is coming up 3 days from now. So I wanted to put this out here for that reason too. Karen was really upset because her husband of 12 years, once again, forgot, did nothing for Valentine's Day. And she was so upset. So I said, Karen, let's work through this process. Let's work on the 4 questions and see if we can kind of look at what you're doing. Understand your pattern. So the first thing I said to her was, Karen, tell me on a scale from 0 means no feeling at all, to 10, where would you put this? Your husband did nothing for you. Absolutely nothing. Oh, it's an 8. Oh my gosh, I can't believe he never does anything. And it almost feels like every year, her numbers go up. It feels like it's getting more and more frustrating for her because he's not getting the point. He's not ever changing his patterns. Second step, I wanted her to tell me why. Why do you think it is? What do you think it is? If you could let your mind be open to your darkest thoughts, your most negative thoughts, maybe even your most illogical thoughts. If you could let your mind just kind of process this with me, why do you think it's happening? I feel like he doesn't care. I feel like he doesn't love me. I feel like I don't matter to him. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I really believe that was her honest answer. What power do you have? What control do you have over him? Nothing. Nothing. I have tried for years to get him to do something, and he just won't. He never does. Okay. So you're feeling powerless changing this. Yeah. Pretty much. Last question we want to look through. What do you think this means? What do you think this means about you? And what do you think this means about your future? Again, she sighs. I worry. I worry that this is never going to change. That this is going to keep happening. And I'm never ever going to get loved the way I want to get loved, the way I need to get loved. And what do you think that means about you, Karen? I feel like I'm sometimes not lovable. Not to him. And I never will be. Wow. Thanks. So that's how she answered her 4 questions. We marked them down on the worksheet. I said, well, we wrote them up on the board. And we said, let's go through these. And let's change them. Let's look at first how positive people deal with negative situations? This is clearly a negative situation, and we got a list of how she dealt with it. Now let's look at the other side. How do positive people deal with negative situations? Well, the first thing that a positive person does when they encounter a negative situation is they tend to underrate it. They tend to give it a low number. Negative things happen, they look at it as a 1, a 2. Now let's look at this situation. Her husband didn't do anything for Valentine's Day. On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being your family's dying, somebody you love dies. 9 being somebody you love gets hurt, you get hurt. 8 being, on and on down the list. Your house burns down, you lose a career job. What are all the important things in life? And let's rank them all down, like we did in our video on Thinkerators. Well, nobody's dying, nobody's bleeding, nobody's vomiting. This is a bummer. This is bad. This is sad. But this is a 1. It is not the end of the world, and it is not the same as somebody dying. It may lead to divorce, but this is not the same as getting a divorce. So in terms of things happening, a positive person would re-rate that, recalibrate that in significance. 2, why? Why is this happening? As we look at the question of why, clearly she's answered, she's unloved. She feels unloved. And in fact, in her meaning, she felt like it meant that she was going to never be loved. So for her, it was very personal. That's part of the problem. That's part of why she feels so bad. So what if we change that? What is this? Why is this happening? Are you doing something wrong? Did you fart in bed? Did you poke him in the eye with a ice pick? Did you burn the house down the other day? Why is this happening? Does this have anything to do with you? And in fact, what if he was married to somebody else? Would he do the same thing? If he was married to Susan, Karen, well, he is married to Karen, sorry. Susan, Betty, Jane, Jill. Would it be any different? No. Because this is not about my girl Karen. This is about who? This is about knucklehead. This is about bonehead. This is about the dopey husband that didn't get the memo. Valentine's Day, you got to do something. The next question we got to answer is, what power does she have? Right now, she's telling herself she's powerless. She has no power over the situation at all. Is that true? Does she have a phone? Is she capable of dialing and calling a restaurant herself? Is she capable of buying herself flowers? Is she capable of giving herself a gift? Yeah, she's capable. She just doesn't choose to, because it's all a big test. Valentine's Day is a big test for her, to test to see, does he love me? It's a test that he's going to fail, because he always has, and it's a test she's going to fail, because he always has. So does she have power to change Valentine's Day? Yeah. If she chooses to own that power and to take control of her own life. She wants something special to happen on Valentine's Day, make it happen. Last question was meaning. The fourth question, what does this mean? A positive person puts no meaning to situations like this. A positive person says, this doesn't mean anything about me. This doesn't mean anything about our future. It doesn't mean we're getting divorced tomorrow. It means he's a knucklehead. And that's all it means. He is a knucklehead. But about me, I'm okay. I'm a good person. That's what a positive person would do. So we reframed it. And as we reframed all of this, went through our 4 questions, I checked in with her. How do you feel now? You were an 8, as you talked about it in the beginning. That's where you put it in significance. Where are you now with it? Karen said it really felt like a 1. It felt like it wasn't so significant anymore. Good. Perfect. She took control of that negative situation. Power to her. Now, homework. I want you to take control of your negative. Remember your homework assignment from day 1? You wrote down your process through a negative situation. And again, in the description, you can find a worksheet to work through this. Take that negative situation, and I want you to rewrite it. I want you to rewrite it the way a positive person would. 1, low significance. 2, not personal, situational. 3, power. Positive people always see themselves as empowered. And 4, meaning. No meaning. Negative people don't create meaning for negative environments. They only let positive environments define who they are. Thanks again for watching. If you like this video, like it. If you have any comments, if you want to, again, share your process, do it in the comments below. I'm Brett, your favorite shrink, and this is my 5 minds. I'll talk to you soon for exercise 3. Take care.